Welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Tiffany. This is from Mamaw's kitchen, where I share old-fashioned recipes and skills, a lot of which I learned from my Mamaw in her kitchen. I'm about to make supper, and I thought you might want to just hang out with me for a little while. I'm making a soup tonight. I'm going to do a sausage and cabbage soup. I'm going to use a recipe that's similar to the pot sticker soup that I make. One of our viewers actually suggested that we make that soup with sausage in it, so I'm going to be doing something similar to that today, and I thought I'd share it with you and let you hang out with me for a little while. The days are starting to get a little warmer around here, and I know that the days of my family being excited about soup are coming to an end for a little while, because I could eat soup year-round, but the majority of my crew, once it gets warmer, they're like, okay, let's save the soup until it gets cooler weather again. So I'm trying to get in all the soups and chilies and things right now before the weather warms up so much that they're not as excited about it. So if you're in a place like me where you're starting to get some warmer days, make your soups. And some of y'all are in places where it's still going to be cold for a little while. Y'all can enjoy your soups too. I'm going to be using Conecuh sausage, y'all. This stuff is so good. This is the best sausage you can buy in the store. It's made here in Alabama, and I've got the hickory smoked sausage that I'm going to be using in my soup today. We like to use this in, well, everything. You can put it on the grill. You could use it as like a breakfast sausage. We do a sausage and cabbage bake with cream in it that's real good. Y'all, this right here. This is where it's at. I'm using 2 quarts of beef broth. You could use chicken broth or vegetable broth, whatever you want to use. I change it up sometimes when I make this soup. So that's 8 cups of beef broth. And to that, I'm going to add, you could do soy sauce. I'm using liquid aminos. You can do a 1/4 cup of that. This is a new bottle I got to open. Got to get it open. And y'all might hear we have some baby chicks that just hatched. They're over in the brooder in the dining room. So you may hear some little chirps. I'll have a video on my vlogging channel, Our Small Town Life, next week that'll show the whole process and show the little chickens and baby chicks and the incubator and the brooder and all those things, if that's something you're interested in. I usually stick to a Asian flavor profile, I guess. So I'm going to take some ground ginger and I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of ground ginger. I cannot get this shaker top off with my nails done. There we go. Let's see. That's 2 teaspoons of ground ginger. I'm going to shake in some salt and pepper. Probably about a teaspoon of each. You could always, it's got the soy sauce or the liquid aminos in it. You could always test it, give it a taste test, and see if you want to add the extra salt. I probably only did about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I have really enjoyed, well, we like this on everything, y'all. It's Cajun 2-step, but I have enjoyed putting some of this in my soups lately. I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat on and let that start warming up while we chop our vegetables. I recently got some new knives that you're going to see me using today. I was needing some new knives, and this company reached out and asked if I would want to try them and then share about them with you all, let y'all know what we thought about them. And I was needing some, so I was like, yeah, that's really good time, and I'd be happy to try them out and let y'all know what I think about them. It's a set of 5, and y'all, these are really nice knives. I've been using them for a couple of weeks, and I'm just really pleased with them. The handles have really good weight to them. They're beautiful, stay nice and sharp. I've been pleased with them. It's a set of 5, and you got everything from a bread knife to a paring knife, whatever you might need. So I'm going to put a link for you down in the description box if you're in the market for some new knives and want to check them out. Happy to have them. And the knife block is nice and sleek. It doesn't take up a whole lot of space on my countertop. Like, just look how beautiful that handle is. Does the camera even do it justice? I'll insert some close-ups if I may have already done that for you, but so y'all can see the handles and what they look like. All right, that's 2 cloves of garlic. I'm going to put that in. And take this outer leaf off. The chickens can have that. They'll be happy about it. I like to do mine in about 1-inch squares. You could do bigger pieces. You could do little slivers, whatever you like. I'm going to go ahead and put this over in my pot. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and cut up my sausage. I'm just going to slice it into little rounds and get that over in my pot. Open that window or raise the blinds, get a little sunlight in here. I'm going to grab another one of these knives and use it just so y'all can see it. And then the last thing I need to get ready to go in here are some mushrooms. I'm just going to give them a little wipe with a damp paper towel. And then I'll thin slice these and drop them in. I don't always put the mushroom in. Audrey is not a big fan of cooked mushroom. She likes raw mushroom. So I don't always put these in, but I was really wanting them today. And she said, it's okay. I'll just take them out of mine. It's fine. Sometimes I'll also shred carrots and put shredded carrots in this. That's good. I'm not going to do that today. What are y'all's plans for supper this week? And do y'all call it supper or dinner? I grew up hearing it called supper. Dinner is what you ate in the middle of the day. Supper is what you eat at night. Maybe that's just a Southern thing. And when I started sharing on YouTube, people would call it dinner. And so I started calling it dinner some, but it's still supper to me. What, the last meal of the day? What do y'all call it? And what's on y'all's meal plan this week? Talking about meal plans and what you're having for supper and those kinds of things, I've really gone back to keeping it pretty simple. I mean, we've got some recipes that are just tried and trues that we do, you know, every week or every other week or something like that. This soup recipe, we do this pretty often or something similar. And I've just really been keeping it pretty simple, not stressing about a meal plan, not overthinking it. We do like to try some new things every once in a while and change it up. But y'all, growing up, especially, so we would eat dinner with Mama and Papa a lot because my mama, she worked a full-time job. Dad worked a full-time job. And so my sister and I, we would stay with Mama and Papa during the summer. We would stay with Mama and Papa after school. And oftentimes Mama would fix supper for everybody. And y'all, she didn't complicate it. She had her things that she liked to make. Pork chops with mushroom gravy and They canned vegetable soup, so we'd have vegetable soup pretty often, or goulash. Just vegetable plates, because they grew a big garden. But she didn't overcomplicate it. She knew what she liked to make, and she didn't really fuss about it. She didn't go to the grocery store with 5 new recipes to try every week. And when planning meals starts to feel a little overwhelming to me, I just remember that it doesn't have to be. I mean, she pretty much got the same things at the grocery store. They knew what they liked to grow in their garden, and she just didn't overcomplicate meals. Like I said, we like to try new things from time to time, but for the most part, I really just tried to go back to not overcomplicating it, knowing what we like, being able to make simple meals from what we have, meat and vegetables, or, just not over worrying about it. There ain't no need to. Let me give you a peek at what this is looking like right now. Just going to stir it around. It's pretty much up to a boil. I want to make sure it gets up to a boil, then I'll reduce it to a simmer. Let this simmer for 25, 35 minutes, somewhere right around there, just until the cabbage gets as done as you want it and everything is heated through. And we'll have a yummy sausage and cabbage soup for supper tonight. This came to a boil. I just turned the heat down on it a little bit. Let that go for a little while. I'm going to clean up the kitchen, tidy things up, give myself a head start on kitchen cleanup for tonight. I think I'm also going to boil some eggs. One, because we've got a bounty of eggs right now. Our chickens are showing off and laying all kinds of beautiful eggs, and I'm so grateful for it. We like to have boiled egg, we have learned, on top of these kinds of soups, also on top of ramen noodles. We'll take the boiled egg, cut it in half, put it on top of the soup, and put some of that Cajun seasoning on the egg, and it's really good. So I think I'll boil some eggs to go with our soup tonight. I'll be sure to show you what a bowl of this looks like as soon as it gets done.